Well, a very good day to you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the Candy Talk here on Herman Manyora's YouTube channel. My name is Evan Sokinyi, and I'm so glad to have you on board on Kenya's most comprehensive political and public governance analysis show. Definitely, if you want to know everything that is taking place in this country, be it anything touching on governance and politics, and that which definitely directly attaches your life, then stay tuned to this program here. I'm here with Professor Herman Manyora, all the way from the University of Nairobi. Prof, how are you?
I'm doing good.
Yeah. We are here. These people are saying maybe your time is up to hang your boots.
Why?
Because they're saying that you're using a different template in analyzing political happenings right now.
So, I'm not doing well.
I had a conversation with the other time with Wakili Willis Otieno, and Wakili was telling me that I should tell you that things have changed in Kenya. The same template that was used back then cannot actually be used right now. And they're like, you're getting it wrong for the first time.
You know, we've been around this place. These territories, we are familiar with this territory. And when we tell you things, we know. Yeah.
Okay. So you don't believe that things have changed a little bit?
Things have changed, and things will continue changing.
Okay.
But certain fundamentals take time to change.
Okay.
There are certain fundamentals, unless you shake them, they don't go through normal change. Yeah.
Yes. Wakili was trying to postulate that people are never going to rally behind individuals this time around. That it will no longer be Gachagua determining where Mount Kenya heads to. It will no longer be Mudavadi or perhaps let's talk of Raila, Odinga or William Ruto. That Kenyans will now focus and vote purely on issues that are affecting them.
You see, that is true, and there's no problem. In fact, that's desirable. But to imagine you can talk yourself into State House, that you know the economy, or that's nonsense. It doesn't work like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's get it here. Now, seems like the problems of our Deputy President, Rigathi Gachagua, are far from over.
Yeah, it looks like the optics we are being given is that Rigathi Gachagua is being sidelined, and the guys running the show in this country are Raila, Ruto, and Mudavadi.
Okay.
The optics.
First of all, let's begin from the riot act that he was read to by the acting Secretary General of this particular party, of course, the UDA, the ruling party here. That kind of clip that has been going on.
Omar Hassan.
Yes, actually, Sarai talking that way to the Deputy President, addressing him in such a manner. What do you make of that?
Does he know he's talking about son of Mama?
Of course, he knows him quite well.
This juvenile excitement, we can understand. Omar is exactly where Malala was. The moment Malala was made Secretary General of UDA, he thought he could even teach Mudavadi and Wetangula, old boys, how to even take a cup of tea.
Okay.
And the same Sarai, Omar Hassan is just following the footsteps of Malala. Juvenile excitement. You cannot wish away Rigathi Gachagua. First of all, as a person, leave alone the office of Deputy President, which is a powerful office. You can't wish away the man himself, the truthful man of God. Son of Mama. You can't wish him away. This is a tough nut to crack. Sasa Omar Hassan ni mboga gani kwa Gachagua? You wait until Gachagua descends on him.
But look at the words of Omar Hassan saying you were selected, not elected. This is not a co-presidency.
Why was he not? Why was he not given? Why was it given to Gachagua? Why was he not given? If it was just selection, anybody. So the Deputy President then, who currently is the President, was out of his mind when he made Gachagua. He didn't do any calculations. Sabu moja, mbili, tatu. How come all the MPs wanted? What do you call him?
Professor.
How come Ruto gave it to Gachagua? You think Ruto is a fool? He couldn't do a sub moja, 1, 3 plus, carry 1 plus. Omar Hassan is joking. It's not a question of selection. He's putting it as if just about anybody. That Ruto could, and actually he said it as much. He said anybody could have been given that. Why was he not given?
Okay.
Hata gavana akisimama gubernatorial candidate, anapiga hesabu ndio achague deputy running mate. Unapiga hesabu baba. Hey, hii si kitu ya kupeana tu.
So si kitu ya
So
kupewa
he's
tu,
behaving
mara
as if
umepewa
Ruto
ndio
could
hiyo.
just, that whoever, actually he has said it, that whoever Ruto gave, Ruto would have become president. What kind of nonsense is that?
Okay.
We are talking about 47% of the votes Ruto got coming from one region. Yeah.
There's a time
And
when-
you cannot be sure that just about anybody from that region made running mate would have brought the votes Gachagua brought. You know, that is wishful thinking.
Okay.
Yeah.
That time when Malala was on the same spot, people were saying that this guy is not speaking for himself. There may be some sort of voice behind what he's saying here. Do you then read the same from what is actually taking place with the current acting ST?
Well, it is possible, but also Omar Hassan is known to speak his mind and he can be very vocal. So it's possible he could speak his mind, but again, what you are saying is more likely the case that there are people behind him. He's just a mouthpiece. But why are they reviving that which I have advised them to stop? You know, these guys should look for me and give me a cup of tea, like this one here, this nice mug. You antagonize Rigathi Gachagua at your own peril. The Western Bloc, Western to mean Luo Nyanza, the Nyanza, former Nyanza province and Western province, are no match for the Mount Kenya Bloc. If they want to come to classroom, I teach them, let them come.
Okay.
Yes. Do not annoy Mount Kenya. If Mount Kenya is annoyed, I know people are taking votes and saying, oh, there are Kanini, Meru, Kiambu. But Mount Kenya means so many votes in Rift Valley, so many votes elsewhere, so many votes even on Coast.
Okay.
In Coast Province, former Coast Province. These guys have millions of votes. And if you antagonize them, if you annoy them, wakisema kapasuke, kapasuke, kaende, my friend, they will be number one in the ballot.
Okay.
Nobody can beat Mount Kenya. They will be number one.
But somebody would ask, is Mount
It will
Kenya,
only require, the only problem is the 50+1.
is Mount Kenya Gachagua?
So you'll go to a runoff.
Answer my question. Is Mount Kenya Gachagua? And is Gachagua Mount Kenya?
But that's what they are making it. Please.
what they're making it
Gachagua has not been Mount Kenya and Mount Kenya, but they are the ones who are making it. Now, what Omar has, if there were Kikuyu who are still on the periphery, still doubting that they are under siege, if there's any person from Mount Kenya who is still doubting, Gachagua is being fought, and he ought to be protected by their own. Every passing day, they are picking from the fringes, those who are left who are still doubting. They are putting them in one corner as a community under siege.
In terms
This is a community that rejected their own Uhuru Kenyatta.
Okay.
This is a community that rejected Uhuru Kenyatta.
Did they reject?
This is a community that rejected their own Uhuru
Did
Kenyatta.
they reject Uhuru or Raila?
Tell Omar Hassan not to play.
But
Tell these UDA people not kuchokoza Mount Kenya. They will pay for it and they will pay dearly.
I'm seeing here definitely. If I look at that party, the UDA party, in terms of its leadership, Rigathi Gachagua should be the deputy party leader. Therefore, in terms of perhaps maybe party hierarchy, I don't know how they actually operate. But then, don't you then think that perhaps it would be odd, or rather appear odd, for the Secretary General to talk to the deputy president and the perhaps
Of course, it's
deputy
insubordination.
party leader in that manner?
Because this is not the Communist Party, where the Secretary General used to be very powerful. This is an ordinary party in Kenya, and the deputy party leader, who happens to be the deputy president, is well above the Secretary General. Okay. So it is not just insubordination; it's just some sort of madness. Yeah.
You're saying he's a truthful man. During the launch of Raila's AU seat, of course, the AUC, the African Union chairmanship position bid, therefore, he said that he had no problem with Raila. The only
That's what the politicians say.
So in that manner,
Politicians have no problem with anybody.
Was he being truthful at that particular moment?
This is a truthful man of God. Yeah, he was being truthful.
I was saying here that it's only that he was vying for the same position with his party leader at that particular moment. That is why they disagreed.
Yeah.
I want us to get back to a little bit of what is taking place in Mount Kenya. A member of parliament there came forth and said, no, we cannot continue moving this way. There are people who disrespect us, and therefore we only recognize two leaders. That is Professor Kithure Kindiki and Justin Muturi Biden. And these people really want to separate themselves. That is, go the other way of eastern side. How possible do you think this could be? Do you think that these people can actually shift that direction and such that we see a significant number of people move towards the east, or rather follow behind?
Yeah, there's always been talk of Mount
guys.
Kenya East.
Yes, Mount Kenya East.
You know, you're taking their own separate
Yes.
path. But that has not come to pass because of a number of factors. If this time round they decide to be on their own again, who knows? It's possible. It's possible, but it's inconsequential.
How inconsequential is that if at all Mount Kenya East decides to part ways and go their own?
But you see,
leaving the
Mount
rest of
Kenya East, Mount Kenya East may not do so in a very unified way. You see, there are factions. If you talk of Kithure Kindiki,
Kithure Kindiki?
is from the Rakanidi. I very much doubt the mainstream Meru might be willing to be led by him into some arrangement. Justin Muturi is also from a very minor community. So the main stream, Mount Kenya East, which is the Meru proper, may not be excited about that kind of development.
Okay.
But again, even if they chose, again, their own internal fights. You know, the Kawira Mwangaza, the Puta Munya. You don't expect Peter Munya to be where Kiraitwara. You don't expect Linturi, and so on and so forth.
Okay.
Yeah. So it is possible that that talk has always been there. They have always said that they will go hunting with their brothers from the west. When the prey has been felled, they are left out. So that talk has always
But
been
is that
there.
true?
It makes a lot of
Looking
sense.
at how
Yeah,
things
they have been
working
always.
here.
They have just been the escort to Mount Kenya West. So they can choose to go their way, and that's possible.
So,
But the excitement of a candidate from Mount Kenya in general always unites the region together. That excitement. It was brought by Jomo Kenyatta, it was brought by Mwai Kibaki, it was brought by Uhuru Kenyatta, and I have nothing to convince me it may not be brought by another person like Rigathi Gachagua.
Okay. Yes. Now that, why are you saying so? As Rigathi Gachagua said, he's going to run.
He can run.
Huh.
Yeah,
okay. That's hypothetical though. But then here...
For everybody, it's hypothetical until they run. Yeah.
Okay, so tell me this. Now that he is actually on records seeking for the unity of the mountain definitely here, don't you then think that this will be a significant threat to his quest?
Now that he's been calling for that particular unity, don't you then think that this will be a significant threat to him and his quest? Who is calling calling for the unity of...
Deputy Rigathi Gachagua definitely is calling for the unity of the mountain, the entire mountain, he wants to definitely, from all indications, it's like he wants to appear as the regional kingpin therein.
Yes.
So if at all the eastern side decides to go on their own, do you then think that this
wherever there is a unity or in diversity, there's always the risk one piece can break away, even for nations. So that's a reality in politics. Yeah, and you deal with those. You try to stop it.
Okay.
If you can't, you deal with it because those are developments you have to deal with as a politician. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Even Ruto has put many people together, but there's always the risk one piece can drop away. Raila has had a lot of support from regions other than Mount Kenya, but you can see some could also break away from it. It's normal, it's a reality in politics. Yeah.
Definitely, if you look at how things are taking place here, the president currently doesn't seem to have a problem with leaders from the eastern side of the mountain. In as much as people may say that they've been rubbing shoulders with the deputy president that is from the western side of this particular mountain. So let's have it this way. Looking at the current political alignments that we might likely to have, in case Rigathi Gachagua decides to be defiant and go all along that way, do you then think that perhaps he may in any way sway the votes here? Because assuming he goes that way on his own, then the likes of Kithure Kindiki and Justin Muturi and maybe talk of Cecily Mbarire, because these people are closer to the president, decides to remain with the president?
It depends on what they are given in exchange.
Okay.
If Rigathi Gachagua is running as president, for president, and the Kithure Kindiki and these fellows decide to remain with Ruto, and if Ruto has made Mudavadi the running mate, they will not sell much in their area. Gachagua will run over the whole Mount Kenya region. So unless we are saying Kithure Kindiki or Cyril Mbarire would be made the running mate.
That's why I'm asking you.
If they are made running mate, the question changes. They can carry with them the whole of Mount Kenya East, even if Gachagua is running. But if they are just going to be there, when Mudavadi has replaced Gachagua, they will not sell anything to the time Mount Kenya East, Mount Kenya, including Mount Kenya East.
That would mean Rigathi Gachagua would go with the western side and leave the eastern side alone.
You are not getting what I'm saying.
I'm not getting.
I'm saying this. You are saying Mount Kenya East is threatening to break away from Mount Kenya West, mainly because of Gachagua. Now you are asking me if Gachagua runs for president.
Yes.
Won't he suffer the loss of Mount Kenya East? And I'm telling you, it depends. On what? On what those people spearheading Mount Kenya breakup will it be? Will they be flower girls in the Ruto government?
Okay.
Will Kithure Kindiki be made running mate instead of Gachagua? Or Cecily Mbarire? If they are made running mates, certainly they will get Mount Kenya East behind them, and even a bit of Mount Kenya West to rival Gachagua. You see? But if Ruto replaces Gachagua with Mudavadi, for example, Kithure Kindiki and Cyril Mbarire will have no voice in Mount Kenya East.
So you're saying the only position that can perhaps influence them is the position of the deputy president?
Yes, if they are given that. And I don't think they'll be given. Because if they are given that, then the lawyers again, all of them will run away. Okay. There will be easy prey for anybody. Because anybody will need to, what somebody will need to do is pick a lawyer running mate. If Gachagua takes Natembea, all the lawyers vote. Now if you put lawyers and Gikuyus together, and Mount Kenya together, it's game short. They have beaten Ruto.
That's what I was wondering here, because you've been saying that let nobody antagonize, right? That is Gachagua, and you even advise the president not to do so. Yes. But now when you do your calculations, you take, now he's actually kind of, let me say, he may get something from Nyanza. He's got already the western side. Coast, definitely you see Joe is already there.
Yeah, I know that. I know all that.
Joe is all in that particular place. And then you connect with the eastern side of Mount Kenya. Who will then...
What you are forgetting is that this coming together of Raila and Ruto has offended many Kenyans.
Okay.
And those are the ones, especially young people, who will top up the votes of anybody who looks serious enough to beat Ruto. Anybody who looks serious enough. And in that context, we have been saying, if Gachagua remains with Ruto and somebody like Matiang'i comes, and the Gen Zs support him as I think they will support him, he will be home and dry. Yeah.
So that is why you're saying here that that could be, perhaps, if at all, the kind of politics that we are playing right now, rallying behind an individual changes. And people begin having their own kind of issues that maybe move them towards voting.
Yeah, okay. That's possible. Yeah.
Well, let's wait and see. Ladies and gentlemen, there has been a conversation here with Professor Herman Manyora regarding the current happenings in the country. Let's wait and see what happens till then. You can weigh in on this conversation and tell us what you think. Till then, have yourself a lovely day. My name is Evans Okinyi.